Sorry to break this up, but...
I'm leaving, don't worry.
No, come... Okay. I will escort you out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
She's such a fucking bitch.
I'm a bitch?
Hey guys, welcome to the Geek Up. I'm Josh.
I'm Billy.
And I'm Ashley.
And today we're talking about the one that got away.
That's right. And evidently there was a hell of a lot of them that got away. So
Yeah.
What do you guys think of this show?
Well, first of all, I don't understand where all these people came from.
yeah.
The
Like-
past, man, duh.
No, they didn't.
You know,
They didn't.
maybe I'm sheltered. Maybe I have low self-esteem. I don't know. I just don't think if I were to go on a dating show at my current age, which is advanced, I don't think you could find 5 people from my past that would be like, yeah, I've always wanted to date her. I've always wanted to know what that was like. Like,
You don't
no.
have friends?
Well, but yeah, exactly.
You don't
That's
have
the thing.
people in
wanna
high
date-
school
No,
or
I don't
Well,
think that would have any interest in dating
well,
me.
that's the thing.
No.
The trailer for this show is completely misleading because in it they're like, "Hey, we're bringing people together to meet people from their past to see if maybe they missed a connection." Like half the people in this ain't from anybody's past; they're all present freaking people. So I was like, "What the hell's going on here?"
You in this present.
Yeah,
it
there
was all
was like
people from the
okay,
present.
like 3 or 4 from the present.
No, like
But I don't think
almost
there's
all the Jeffs were from the present.
I'm just saying,
Almost all Jeffs people were from the present.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
So we got Betty Who as the host.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Who?
What do we think of her?
She was cool. I mean, it was weird hearing her
Accent?
Australian accent come in and out. You know,
She's weird because she wasn't like interviewing people or really progressing.
No, she's like
a whole
Mom.
lot. Besides, hey, there's a new person at the portal.
Yeah.
she's like the mom. Oh, honey.
Some people
what's
crying,
wrong?"
Baby,
and she's like,
baby,
I guess I gotta go
baby.
hug them and
Baby.
console them.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah, and that was. I mean,
She played the mother role.
it
man.
was.
But she
I'm
played- she
here to
played it well.
present you with a contestant or another person from the portal, or console you because you know you're.
But
upset
one
about
will
something.
do. No, well, she did both. She consoled them and then said we got another thing. But then the funny thing is, like, they're all acting surprised, like, "Oh my god, another person!" It's
Another
like,
person?
dude, Betty's visiting you.
Yeah.
You know damn well there's another person.
That's what it seems
You
like.
know,
at
right.
least.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, do you
Exactly.
ever come talk to them without telling them that?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
If you're ready, there's an arrival tonight. Wow.
True.
So yeah, that was kind of stupid. Like, just, and I'm sure the producers probably told them to act surprised, but you know damn well
There,
when Betty
there
shows
was
up,
some
you know, the
weird
portal's
stuff
open.
going on like that because like they also showed people in the shower half up. And
Yeah.
I'm like, are you filming them naked?
Right.
Or do they got shorts on? Because if they had shorts on, what are we doing here? You know what I mean?
Right,
it's just
right.
like weird kind of reality TV you know,
Yeah,
thing going on.
And a lot of this show to me just seemed very scripted. The way a lot of the stuff went down, you know, like you know they were told to say this and that. Like the whole pool party thing. When Jeff said it, it sounded scripted. Like the producers
Well,
are probably
I'm sure that
hey,
stuff
Jeff, put,
probably is.
Yeah.
They're probably like, hey,
Yeah.
Jeff, at some point you got to like
Bring up a
say,
pool
mention
party.
pool party. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
either bring out the pool party or dismiss people at the end of the night and say like, hey guys,
right.
it's been fun.
Time to go
but
to
we
bed.
got to
Yeah,
do
and I'm
stuff.
sure there's direction given.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
But also the port. Let's talk about the portal for a second.
Yeah.
How cheesy
the
is that?
portal.
How cheesy as hell.
How cheesy is that? And like,
I liked it. The little
I
mist,
hated it.
the
I
light.
hated it.
it
I'm
was
like,
cheesy.
oh my god, just get around the corner.
The
like, I
little
just want to see who you
waterfall
are.
thing, yeah, and they
Yeah.
refer to it as the portal has a mind of its own.
Right, when you notice when they first show it, they're showing it in reverse action, so the water's
Yeah.
going up and then it's going back down.
It's the portal,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
It's
the portal, yeah,
mysterious.
that's right.
I didn't need the theatrics of
Yeah.
that. I'm
Yeah,
over
yeah,
it.
it was pretty. It was pretty.
I
I
didn't
mean,
mind it.
you're
I didn't
talking
mind it.
like there's 6 people, and they each had anywhere from 3 to like 5 people come through. I didn't need a like the big sound effect and the light coming on. I didn't need that.
I didn't mind it, and I
So
actually
many
thought they needed
times.
more. Like they needed something to dismiss
Needed
people
more?
instead of just randomly doing
They
it.
didn't have enough flair, huh? They needed
No,
some
they
flair.
needed more flair. But no, I think they needed like at some point like a decision point, and not let these people just randomly dismiss people or do something at
It
at
was
will.
Yeah,
very
dude, it was weird.
like you could keep one person. You could keep, I think, only up to 2 people. 'cause
Yeah, that was it,
there
up
was
to 2 people.
Yeah, so the portal wouldn't open with another person if you still had 2 people in. But
Mhm.
you could keep those same 2 people for as long as you want, or rotate them out somehow, or
Yeah.
whatever. But
A revolving
Well,
door.
and it was
Yeah.
weird how that worked too, because some people like got to go say goodbye to everybody, and then other people were just like whisked out and like didn't get to say goodbye.
It's
to
all
anybody,
up
you know?
to the contestant, I guess.
I guess.
yeah,
They have a lot of power on this show, believe it or not.
No, they
They
did.
do.
They really
Yeah.
did. But the funny
They're
thing
like,
is,
you go.
but the house, but the
the
other
guests
people
did too,
the guests.
because the guests could just leave if they wanted to. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
that was kinda
I'm
weird.
not
And
feeling
they
you.
They're
kinda
like, I'm gonna
banded
go
together.
check them out real quick. I'm gonna go knock on her door. And
Yeah.
I'm like, Can you do that?
Yeah, but they also like
What
they
are the rules
banded
here?
together and like really bonded.
Yeah, they had a good vibe in that guest house.
Well, they were
Yeah.
together like 24/7, and
there were a lot
apparently you
more
go
of
on
them.
one date, you might not go on another date until
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
knows when.
Yeah, exactly. And there
Let's
were a-
talk about the 6.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about the 6.
And
Okay.
we're gonna start with Alyssa.
Yeah, sure.
No.
why not?
Alyssa.
Alyssa
Jump
the
right
model.
into
What do
some
you think of
drama.
the model?
Oh, me. You know what? I don't like her.
No,
No?
she
No.
was. Well, the funny thing is, man, for somebody who talks about how she was an ugly duckling growing up and how people made fun of her and didn't like her, she's an asshole. Like she's super,
very
she's stuck
arrogant.
up, very arrogant. And it's like really, it's like if you know what it's like to be like that and treated that way, then why are you going to do that to
Yeah,
other
and
people
she was
act that way
treating
towards
other
others?
people that way,
Oh, yeah,
exactly.
absolutely. So yeah,
And-
she is not a good human being.
She's a child. Like she
Yeah.
literally threw a temper tantrum.
Oh, she did
Like
several times.
yeah.
Several times.
So
Try and find true love, people.
she wants the butterflies. She wants the
Yeah.
romance. She wants to be
And she was
swept
getting
off her
gypped a lot of the time.
Yeah, she was. That was funny. I was digging that, dude. I was laughing my butt off every time her portal opened.
I don't know what she expected to like walk out of that, like, but
I don't know.
she
No,
expected like
she-
some NFL or NBA player to come out. Like
Well,
Right.
they have to be in her past normally. I mean, I guess
that's the point.
one person
Yeah,
really
and like
ain't, but
Right.
she did have like a couple. Most of hers were from high school.
Right.
I
Exactly.
think most of hers came from high school, and
Well, and then let's just get into like the way, like you said, the one person, the Instagram guy who follows her on Instagram. When he came in, the way
Daniel, baby.
the way she treated that guy was ridiculous.
He was like the Viet Cong. He was in and out.
I mean, because the show is just
Yeah.
looking for people to come on, right? So
Right.
it's not like he was like, oh yeah, sure, reaching out to the show. I'm sure they reached out to him, said, hey, do you want to come on and do this? He said, sure, why not? So at least be nice to the guy, like, hey, look, sorry,
Yeah, maybe give
I
him
don't know
one
where they
date
got
or
you.
something, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
not even have to give him a date, but at least be nice to him when you dismiss him. Not, you're a creep, get the hell out of here.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm sure that you're a really nice guy and everything, but I'm gonna need you to go back to where you came from.
Okay.
Right now. This is a waste of time.
yeah.
That was messed
Well,
up.
it was kind of funny because she's like, "How do you know me?" And he's like, "Oh, I follow you on Insta." And she's like, "That's creepy." I'm like, "You don't have followers
right,
on
that's
Right,
what
that's
it's
not why.
for.
Yeah.
Like, you should be."
I do see it's a little creepy that he came there for her, like, because I mean, you never know. They don't really emphasize like the time period of how long they're all there,
Right.
so you don't really. But they keep talking about how you put your life on hold to come here and explore this. So it is kind of weird, like. You know, I have a career, you have a career. Like, would you just say, hey, I'm going to take a week, 2, 3 off to go
Yeah, we
see
don't
if
know
I can
how
have
long
this
it is.
romantic
It could be
connection
just
with
1
this
week.
Instagram chick I like?
Right. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's a little
I mean,
weird.
I guess if you got the time, you know, I don't
Well,
know.
where are these people hanging out? That's what I want to know. Where are the portal people hanging out? Are they in a hotel somewhere, like nice, like a
Right,
vacation,
exactly.
like, or are they just like
It is like
sitting
behind
around?
portal
there's like standing at Best Buy at 6 a.m. for the freaking wait to open.
They're
for
knocking on the portal. Hello,
to buy an
Ready?
Xbox.
I'm ready.
That's
Oh,
why.
man.
That's why that date got interrupted. Because someone
Right.
was knocking on the portal door.
That was so messed up, man. That
Yeah.
was so messed up.
We got Jeff, the gay travel blogger. What do we think of him?
I loved him.
Dude, Jeff was very outgoing, just a cool dude, man. I mean, Jeff was definitely a cool guy.
I don't know if he was here for love.
No, yeah.
I think he
He was
wanted
here for
to
a lot
be.
of love, but
he was here to spread the love. That's what Jeff was doing.
I think he wanted to be. I think he wants that. I just don't think he knows how to do it.
Nah, he's
Yeah.
so used to just
He's
being
so
in that,
distracted
in
by
that
the party.
scene. Yeah, he's so used to
I
being in the
was
party
turned
scene.
off
yeah.
with the way he was going through some of these dudes. Like he was
Oh,
just
dude.
making out with them
With
left
everybody.
and right, and then
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, we're just friends
Yeah, I
or
can't
whatever.
forget
And
Well,
I'm
that.
I was really rooting for him and
Right.
the first guy, you know, because
But
like,
Anthony,
And
dude,
Anthony was
cool.
amazing.
Anthony was the
Everyone
best dude in
loved
the
him.
house, man. Everybody
he
loved
made the
Anthony.
show.
Well, and I'll tell you what, man. Like out of all the people, all the guests who came, like the gay guys are the ones who actually took it for what it was. They didn't have any hard feelings. Like they knew
Yeah.
they're like, hey, we're just here to try something out. If it doesn't work, then
They
it
left
doesn't work.
Well, first off,
gracefully.
they all
gracefully,
almost knew each
everything.
other.
Yeah, they all did
That
know each
is
other.
true.
They all knew each other, all of them.
Though,
Yeah.
except for the Vegas guy.
Which,
Yeah, he
oh,
didn't
that's right,
really know
he didn't. Yeah,
anybody.
he was
He's
the
the
only
only one
Yeah.
that
The other
Yeah.
ones were
They
kind
were
of
all
from
in
New
the
York.
same
so-
circle.
yeah, but they're all
Yeah.
from the same circle except the Vegas guy. You're right.
Yeah.
But they all took it gracefully. They're like, hey man, we know, we understand why you're here for doing this. Hey, thanks for having me on, and hey, we're still gonna be friends, and everything's cool. So
I like Jeff
they took it very
attitude the way
gracefully.
he carried himself, but
Yeah.
like not really as far as like how he was making out with
Oh no,
everybody.
yeah.
and
But I do find it
he was
interesting.
telling everyone what they wanted to hear too, instead of
Oh,
like the truth.
I do find it interesting that I think so. He had like what 4? I feel like
5.
he had more of
He
that.
had 5.
Okay, so yeah, but they were like all but one of them were from the same circle,
He
so
had
it makes
6.
Or 6, damn.
so it
6.
makes you
Holy
wonder.
crap.
most of them were from his friend circle.
Yeah, they all knew
Like,
each other.
how interesting is this guy? Like out in the real world, because like
They're all want a piece of
all
Jeff.
their friends,
Yeah.
all your. Can you
All your
imagine
friends trying to
everyone?
make out with him?
Can you imagine every one of your friends wanting to date?
I know
you,
Josh
Billy?
wants to date me. You know? I've known for a while Josh wants a piece of Billy.
I'm just saying that seems like this guy must be amazing.
Yeah, I guess so,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I mean, because they were all in the same circle, every single one of them.
Yeah.
I knew him before. We're like friendly.
Oh, you guys are friends?
Yeah, we're
Do you
like friendly.
feel threatened or like, you know?
You know, and
And they're like, you
they were
like him
all,
too? Yeah, I like him.
yeah,
I
and they were all
want him.
giving each other crap, but it was all friendly, right?
Yeah.
Well, especially
Friendly banter.
especially Anthony and what was the second guy's name?
Claude.
Claude.
No, not Claude. The third guy then, who was giving Anthony a lot of crap. They're back
Micah?
and forth. Micah. Yeah, Anthony and Micah were really going at it back and forth at the house. Micah's
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
you
Micah.
go ahead
I
and
didn't
pack
like
your stuff,
Micah that
Anthony.
much.
Oh yeah, Micah
Yeah.
was.
He was a little arrogant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was cocky. He thought
yeah.
he
Oh,
had
yeah.
that in the bag.
Oh yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah. So then there's Ashley, the CAT scan
Oh,
technologist.
my
Totally
gosh.
giving us radiology people a bad
Yeah,
name.
she
I'll tell
did.
you that.
Holy cow.
And people with the name Ashley. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
geez,
right, that's
like
right.
I'm
All you
like
dang Ashleys out there.
ashamed.
She started off strong because she
She
was
did.
like talking to Alyssa, like talking her down, like, "Hey, I think you need to give this
Little
guy a
Nelson
chance."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's like, "You're right. You're so wise and smart." And then she
And then,
blew
but,
up.
Yeah, but then you saw her actual stuff with hers, and you're like, dude, this chick's horrible. Like, holy cow.
It was so weird, like to see. She seemed very open and excited about the first guy who came through, and like,
Mhm.
okay, yeah. I mean, it's weird that you offered to be here. Like, how did they even find you? Kind of scenario, but like because we only spent one night together, as far as like
Mhm.
a very minimal interaction together. But she's like, he's really hot, he's cute. Like she was in
No,
digging.
Kyle.
She was digging him.
Yeah, and she was giving
Until
him
she
all
wasn't.
and she was giving off all the signals to him that she was digging him.
Yeah.
You know, and then all of a sudden, you know, I mean,
Until she wasn't.
until she wasn't. You know,
and
it's
then
like
she was
what?
done with him.
Oh yeah, and it's like, and then she was blaming it on him. It's like, no, there, sweetheart, I don't understand what your problem is here, but
Yeah, I felt bad for him in
Oh, yeah.
in the pool when he went in for the kiss and she like
mhm.
turned her face.
Well, he
And-
was kind of great. He like grabbed her like chin at one point, and I was like, "That's pretty aggressive of him." Especially when she's at that point, kind of giving him signals to back off.
So he did go in like a second and maybe a third time, but the first time she was like
right.
she was very offended
like,
that he.
"Nope."
And I'm like, he's not. He didn't grope you. He didn't like. He just tried to kiss
Exactly.
you.
And
like-
but then the second guy, she gave him a kiss as soon as he walked through the pool.
Yeah.
So
Which
it's
is
like,
odd.
all right, there.
and he was somebody that
she never even met in
met
person.
before
Right.
that through Instagram.
Yeah. But now that guy, what, Taylor was his name, right? What is his name?
The second person.
I liked him.
Yeah. He was.
Yeah, Taylor.
He was a good dude,
I liked
man.
him,
He was
yeah.
a really good dude.
Liked him a lot.
And especially for somebody his age, dude's 23 years old. But he was very mature.
Yeah.
And
Much more than Ashley.
Oh, way more than Ashley. Yeah. And I mean, that dude, he was a good kid, man. And
Well, they had a very similar scenario. She's hanging out with Kyle, and she's like, "Hey, you want to go to the pool?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then she puts on a very skimpy bathing suit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but her
really
outfits
skimpy.
were
Oh, he was a
even.
teabag. She was wearing a teabag, man.
I was like,
her
holy
ass was just
cow.
wide out there. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like her bathing suits and her outfits were very, very revealing, and she was very flirtatious.
And
Like,
you
it's
just
not
invited a
just
guy
re-
to the pool. What are you going to do in the pool besides make out?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that
You can do
well,
laps
She
in
wanted
there?
to with the second guy.
yeah, and the second guy, jumped in the pool and started making out right off the bat. So
yeah, she kissed the Taylor, and then she's like, "You want to go to the hot tub?" And he's like, "Why not?"
yeah.
And what's
And-
funny is that their conversations were very similar.
Mhm.
At least what we saw.
Well, Taylor wasn't as aggressive with the kissing, I'll say. But
No, he wasn't. I mean, he let her. He actually asked for the kiss.
I think she just liked Taylor and didn't really like that guy, and that's what
Yeah.
it boiled down.
But the
to.
thing is, on the one-on-ones though, she was kept saying how much she liked. Oh,
Yeah.
he's so hot. He's
Yeah.
So it was like,
It's very weird.
Yeah, she
Unless
weird.
there's conversation
I don't
that
know
we
what
didn't
happened there.
see.
Yeah, maybe.
Because like she kept saying, well, he said this and he didn't seem genuine, and she felt like the other. But like what we saw in the editing, their conversations were almost identical.
yeah.
So,
Hey, I like Taylor
I don't know.
better too. So
Taylor's
I'll
cool.
do
Doing
that.
it, and everything that went down to that pool party, man. When
But
she,
I liked how he was at the pool party, the first
Yeah,
guy.
oh, yeah.
He
I
was
didn't really
with-
like him
with
initially,
Eureka.
but I liked him.
Yeah,
later,
and he-
especially the way
Yeah.
he carried himself when she was like getting on to him.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
We'll
Yeah.
get to the pool party in a minute. That's
All right, next person.
Yeah, Casey, the Twitch streamer.
Twitchy.
I-
They
I
don't
was-
talk too much about her being on Twitch.
No, I
And
mean,
she
they
never
always,
brings
they
up
always
video
mention it underneath
gaming
her
or
name. It always
anything.
says Twitch
Yeah.
streamer, and she talks about it very briefly in the beginning, but that's
But I
really
expected
it.
her to be like, yeah, I play games and I'm into this, that, and the other, and that, those
Well, none of
conversations
them
never
really
hear a
happened.
whole lot
talk about what they
about their
do.
job too much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no one
Yeah.
talked about work really.
Yeah.
I mean, you had them tell what they do a little bit, like Vince, who was talking about a minute, says he's a lawyer. What's her name? X-ray tech. But yeah, they don't really get into their job. Or CT.
Start as an extra time.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It was
There you go.
CAT scan
We're just
technology.
That's what she said,
CT.
CT.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's okay.
technology.
But,
It's okay. It's okay.
but yeah, Casey
Not
was.
technician either.
No.
I mean, Casey had. I mean, I think at first and everything, Casey had a cool personality. I mean, I didn't have anything against her. I thought she was a cool
Yeah,
chick.
I liked her. I mean, she seemed kind of like take it or leave it
Right.
early on, but like she grew on me throughout the show.
She got a cool job playing
she
video
does.
games for a living. Got like 14,000 subscribers last time I saw. So
That's not bad. She's making a little bit of money.
it's not a lot.
Still
But
monetized.
She's probably doing pretty
15,000,
good. She's probably doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So, and then we got Vince, the lawyer.
Oh, Vince, man, that dude. Was he Korean? I want to say Vince was Korean, maybe. But whatever he was, man,
He
that
was
dude
Asian.
was.
That's all.
That dude was getting. I mean, every chick that walked through that Puerto Rican was hot. I mean, smoking.
He was pretty hot.
I mean, that dude had freaking. I mean, he
He's
by
pretty
far
hot.
had.
Got a cool job. Looked pretty good.
Oh, yeah, he by far had the best looking people coming to
He
that
really
Puerto.
did, and
He
not
was
just the
pulling some
best
women.
looking
Oh, yeah, man.
people.
Oh, yeah.
Like they were all pretty
Smart.
smart,
Yeah.
like intelligent. Like they were all really decent humans.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, he's a lawyer, so anyone he meets in college is.
Yeah,
well,
that's
I
true.
mean, you don't have to be going for
weren't all
that,
from
but
college,
if you go to a law school,
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all pretty. Yeah, he definitely had the best experience, I
I
think.
mean, yeah.
And which has made it harder though to choose.
Oh yeah, he had a lot.
Well, I
hard
tell you
decisions.
what,
When he let that
Manouche was the
first
first
one- I
person,
was-
and she was smoking.
Oh yeah, Manouche smoking, dude.
Yeah.
But all of them were, all.
And she wasn't just a
all
good
of them were
looker.
for him.
Like you said,
Well,
she's
I
smart
was
too, so,
sitting
yeah.
here like when he had Manouche and Eureka, I was like, oh.
Eureka's a sweetheart, man.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, that's a tough decision. That is a tough.
I'd be like, I
decision.
closed the portal down.
Yeah, I felt for him, and then they showed how Eureka and what's his name, Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle
Yeah,
became friends.
How
yeah.
they became really good friends, and I was like,
Mhm.
all right, Vince can be with Manouche, and Kyle and
go with
Eureka
Eureka.
can hook up, but then they were just friends. But
No,
She
I
liked
mean,
waking up, making people breakfast.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Eureka.
yeah,
And I appreciate that.
That's right. And yeah, I mean, like, but every girl that came to the report for him, like you said, was very, very well spoken. And they were beautiful, smart, just good people, man. Like all those women were good people. None of them seemed self-centered or about themselves.
he
Yeah,
seemed
they're all
like a
genuine.
genuine
They were all
guy,
genuine
too.
people. Yeah, he did. I mean, Vince definitely seemed like a genuine dude.
Yeah,
And
he didn't get too involved in the drama.
No, but the little bit of drama he did get, I kind of felt was maybe unwarranted. Some of the little bit of drama the girls gave him, like, oh, well, I wish you'd have just told me this sooner. And it's like,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I'm kind of here to,
that was the
fill
chick
this
from
out.
the
The lawyer chick said that to him.
No, it was the happy hour girl.
No,
That's not cool.
you're mad. You're mad at me.
Don't waste my time. I opened up to you. I deserve better than that, and I know that. And that's not cool of you. I don't appreciate that at all.
Yeah,
That he had met at happy hour. She was like,
It was on Dre, the lawyer chick, where she's like, I feel like you wasted my
my
time.
time. Exactly. She did say it to him. Yeah. So he had two girls that did that.
And
to
he's
him.
like, well, I
Said it to him.
feel like I owed you a date.
Right. Exactly.
And yeah, I what's wrong with that?
Yeah. But-
And you probably traveled to get wherever
yeah.
you are.
But
So
I mean, Happy Hour Girl did have a point when she was like, dude, you're dumping me on a date. She's like, why couldn't you just pull me aside like the other people are and do that
Right.
instead of get my hopes up and dump me on a date? Which she had a point there. I was like, okay, I can see where she's coming from. But
and last but not least, we got Nigel.
Nigel was cool.
I like
The real
Nigel
estate
until-
manager.
I like
That's right.
Nigel to the last episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Former,
Yeah.
well, he's Division I basketball player.
I really liked him. He was a very well spoken.
He's
He
pretty
was
put
very
together.
Yeah,
calm,
he was.
put together,
Yeah.
and he seemed genuinely there
For love.
for
He didn't
love.
get wrapped
and
up in too much drama.
He
either.
didn't
No.
want the drama. He was
Till the
looking
end.
for
Right.
yeah. But then he got caught up in it in the end.
Well, he tried to warn people. He told people, "I'm a mama's boy,"
Oh,
and
did,
he wasn't
did.
kidding.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
he
He
was
definitely was
not
not
kidding,
kidding, man. Old mama come in the picture. And
Yeah,
was like,
I
oh,
would
man.
have run away so fast.
Oh yeah, which Alicia was like pretty much damn near did. And she's
Oh,
like, I don't even know
man.
what to think about this.
That was uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So this is an interesting premise because, like, the initial people get there, they go to the guest house, and they're like, "Wait a minute, there are two beds here," And then it's like light bulb.
Like, my name's
I
on
know
this
what's
bed.
going on
My name's
here.
on this bed, but who's this other bed for?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh crap, my competition's gonna be in here.
Exactly.
And obviously, you have two people vying for one person. There's going to be some drama.
Oh yeah.
But the house guests were pretty tame with each
Dude,
other.
they were,
really
man.
were.
Like
A lot of
especially
camaraderie going on
yeah,
there.
even
For the most
amongst
part.
even amongst like the people who were there for the same person,
same
you know, so we're
person.
seeming to be getting along and stuff.
I love
so.
how they're like, "Who are you here for?" And they're like, "This person." Like, "Yep, me
Yeah.
too,
That's
me
it.
too."
Well, but the funny thing is,
Got a
like,
seat for you
They're
right
like,
here.
kind of like, "Okay, yeah."
well, a lot of them kind of knew too because there were a lot of them from the same area. Like, you know, the dudes that were there for
Right.
Alyssa.
Who'd you come through the portal for, Steve?
I came through for Casey.
Right. Okay.
You want to sit down?
Like, oh, where are you here from? Oh, what's in? Like, oh, me too. Oh, you're here for Alyssa or whatever. You know, so a
Yeah.
lot of these people kind of
Alyssa, the
they're
people
in
are
the
kind of
same
like,
groups.
"You're me, man."
exactly.
You're on my team.
It's like a clone version,
Right.
but something didn't work out right.
Right. And then every time Jess people walked in, they're like, "Oh, what's up, dude?" They all knew each other right out of the bat. So it was like, man,
I was okay. So are we? What are we going to next?
Wherever we can go with the
right.
guests.
Let's talk.
Nelson was
let's
the first kind of
start with that
incident.
whole first thing, man.
That's the first drama, right? Is
But, you know, all the spices, all the sauce, whatever it is, I'm gonna try and give it my all. So we'll see what happens.
That was,
my boy Nelson.
Alyssa is just everybody seems
Everyone's
genuinely
pretty happy.
excited about like
their
okay.
first person.
They're like, all right, I didn't realize that you were into me.
Especially
or
when Manoush comes in
whatever.
first, you
Yeah, it's like okay,
She set the bar high.
exactly. But then Alyssa gets Nelson, and she's like, oh.
But the thing is, the funny is, she had a crush on Nelson. She even said it when I was in high school. I had a crush on the guy, you know. So
Yeah, but she glammed up.
Right, exactly.
And he did not.
no, and then that's when we said, you know, and that's when
He
you're saying,
reminded me a lot of McLovin.
dude, I was thinking the exact same thing. I was thinking the exact same thing. Totally his McLovin. He's totally
Who let you in here, McLovin?
Just he's a taller McLovin. I thought the same thing, man. But
That's awesome.
but he was a cool dude, you know.
I tell you, even though she didn't like, he was winning the house over.
Oh, dude,
People
the
were
guests
like,
loved
man,
him, man.
good luck,
The
Nelson,
guests-
kill
the
it.
guests- the
He's
guests like,
like,
we love Nelson, dude.
see what I can do.
That's right, man. Nelson was a cool cat, man. You know, I just
Nelson
felt so
He
bad
went
for him.
out too soon.
Oh, he did. Well, and the worst part is they literally cut
Yeah, they
his
did
date
him
in
dirty.
half. They did that dude dirty. Betty comes in the middle of their date and says, "Oh, hey, Alyssa, the portal's open." It's like, what kind of
That's
messed up crap is that,
disrespectful.
man? Yeah.
How are you disrespecting
Yeah.
my boy Nelson like
Oh
that?
yeah, exactly, man. That was totally messed up, dude. I was, you know, and that's the big issue I have with the show. You know, a lot of the shows we've reviewed and stuff on here are relatively fair. You know, you think about like Love Is Blind. You think about The Ultimatum. The scenario's similar for everybody. They've all got a fair shot. In this show, that's not really the case. Like some people get longer dates than others. You got poor Nelson that gets his date cut in half. You got a lot of stuff that goes on in this show that just is totally unfair for a lot of
Anthony
these
went
people.
on like one date and like he didn't go on another one
for
for
a
like
long
the
time.
longest time. He's like, what the heck am I
Well,
doing?
the next one he went on was a double date and he got booted. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did not like it, but that made the show almost too gimmicky for me, just the way they set all that up and how
They
fast
need to
people were
tighten
coming
some
in and
stuff
out.
up for
Oh,
sure.
big time. Yeah.
But Nelson got done dirty.
big time.
Nelson seemed like a genuinely good guy. He, you know what? But I'm happy for him because he dodged a bullet there.
That's
Oh,
true.
he did.
That is true.
Yeah, Nelson, you dodged a bullet, brother. So you got, yeah, you lucky, man.
because she was just she was so awful.
Oh, yeah.
I was torn between who's worse, her
Or
and
Ashley.
or Ashley.
They're both bad.
And I don't know. It changed
and like
every
what-
5 minutes.
And like I said, I cannot believe because she's only 25. So it's like you just got out of high school, 7 years ago, and it's like you said as a kid growing up, you were totally freaking ostracized. Nobody liked you. Everybody thought you was ugly. Made fun of you all the time. And now here you are, just a few short years later, treating other people that way. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, come on now, it's ridiculous. So she was just a horrible person, man. Horrible
yeah, and
person.
I think was it Travis was her second person? Was that his name?
Yeah, Travis,
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen,
Yeah,
like Josh said.
the guy, he looks like Scottie
Yeah.
Pippen.
I was like, Scotty
Yeah.
Pippen's in this.
Yeah, Scotty. Must be his son.
I think she was
She's kind of happy to see him
I think
initially.
she was disappointed with him, but just relieved he was better than Nelson.
Right, exactly.
Well, she's like, at least this guy's tall. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's like, it's not Nelson. It could be better,
Yeah.
but like, sure, I'll take this one.
Well, and
this
when-
one's decent, I guess.
Well, the way she did him too, she kind of
She
did him
strung
dirty.
him
She strung
along.
him along big time.
she's like, I got 2 frogs, man, no princes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh, yep.
that's exactly what she
Oh, yeah,
said.
yeah.
That's it's.
Yeah, she was not. She was
You're not a
cool,
princess,
man.
honey.
She was
And,
not-
and she
Okay.
was saying people called her ugly, like you're saying, and then she's
Mhm.
calling people frogs and all this stuff.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah, exactly. And when especially guys that she had actually had crushes on in high school. It was both those dudes, Travis and Nelson. She flat out said, "Yeah, I had crushes on both of them in high
Yeah.
school." You know, and it's now you're like, "Oh, you're calling them frogs and stuff." Why? Because they didn't glam up like you did. It's like, come on now,
And the third guy was Daniel.
dude. I tell you what, I laughed the hardest out of the whole 10 episodes in that moment, man. When that dude walked through and she's like, "Who are
Where
you?"
do I know you
She
from?
she was flat out, "Who are you?"
She's like, get back through that portal,
now
man.
in her
And he's like, "Are you serious?" She's like,
he took it pretty
March.
Oh,
well.
he did. Well, how was he supposed to take it? I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
like, dang.
Well, I
he
follow-
also dodged a bullet.
yeah, I followed you on Instagram.
He,
She's
at
like,
least feed me
she's like, how
first.
creepy is that? Yeah. You know,
There's
now,
food
now,
behind
Grant,
the portal wall.
I've been waiting
like-
behind this thing for days.
now,
Feed
granted,
me.
he did it look kind of like a creeper, but still, it's like, you at least could
You
have
could
just
just
been
tell
nice to
he
the guy.
wasn't what she was looking for.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh, yeah, no
and
doubt.
this is the third person that supposedly
Yeah,
they're
and
like
so,
this.
so she runs off and throws a temper tantrum. This is bullshit. I'm leaving. I hate this place.
And then
So,
Betty Who comes along.
we get somebody handsome for you,
Yeah,
sweetheart.
and there's someone else at the portal. Literally, like 5 minutes
Yeah,
after she just rejected this one guy. So I was like, was she gonna like have double dip at the portal here for a hot
Right.
second?
Well, it's almost like they knew she was going to do that.
yeah,
So
that was kind of weird.
Then she gets Adam.
she
And
was
things
digging.
turn
She's
around.
super
Oh, yeah.
happy.
She
The
was
portal
digging-
gods have answered
Yeah.
her.
Another guy
prayers.
who was big into basketball.
When that's thing, and normal, and that's a funny thing is this is when Betty Who starts giving like monikers to people when she starts actually giving descriptions, because before she would just tell them, "Hey, you got somebody waiting," but now this time Alyssa's pissed
Yeah.
off and she's like, "Don't worry, you have
Got
a
a
handsome guy this
handsome-
time."
Yeah.
It's just like, okay,
This we did a little bit better.
yeah, right.
We was saving it for later.
Don't worry, boo. I got
We
you.
got you, girl. We
Yeah.
got you.
Whatever.
But yeah, so she was digging Adam pretty well.
Well,
and
and
Adam
at
was
some
cool. Adam was a
point,
good
she
dude,
was
man.
getting desperate, and she goes up to Ashley and is like, "Hey, do you mind if I?"
I hit up
Because
Dylan.
Yeah, hang out with
not
Dylan?
Ashley,
No,
Would you be okay if maybe we went on like a double date?
Oh my god. No, bitch. No, it's not. It's not okay. Now it's not the time.
Yeah,
Casey.
Casey, yeah.
Casey, that's
so
right. yeah.
Casey's first guy is like 9 feet tall.
Yeah, Dylan,
So
tall,
she's
tall
like,
dude.
I like tall guys. Her guy's tall. She's short. She doesn't need that guy. Would you be all right if I go after Dylan?
Yeah,
No, that wouldn't.
she says that wouldn't be cool. She says that would not be cool. Yeah.
I think that would upset me a little bit. If I'm interested in a guy, I don't want anybody else going after him.
She's like, well, all you got to do is tell me no, and I won't.
Yeah.
I won't pursue it. She's like, yeah, that wouldn't be cool. I wouldn't be down for that.
Be cool. Like 5
But-
minutes later.
Yeah. 5 minutes later,
Calls him over
she-
anyway.
Yeah, Alyssa calls Dylan into the bedroom, and I was like,
It's
oh
kind
man.
of like an odd encounter. She's like, "You got big D energy." And
Yeah,
I was,
big D
At
energy.
first, I was like, "What
So-
did she just say?"
Awful.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so cringy because it was back and forth. But did you say big? Yeah, big D.
I had
big
to, like,
big D.
rewind. I
And
was
it
like-
kept-
Yeah.
you didn't have to rewind it. They
Just
kept
kept saying it.
Well, I
kept
didn't
saying
realize
it.
they were going to
Yeah.
like say it 5 times.
When he told her,
I'm
oh,
like,
you-
"Yep, I heard it
he's like-
correctly."
he's like, yeah.
She gives it too.
She's like, I got big D energy too. I was like, damn.
I was like, "Huh, all right."
I was a little bothered that he agreed to go. Because
Well, what's he going to
Yeah,
say?
right,
Like,
right.
this girl's going on multiple dates with people, so I'm like,
Yeah, why can't he?
why,
Yeah,
why wouldn't he?
yeah exactly.
I know.
I was thinking the same thing.
I'm here for her.
But it is
Yeah.
also what you can kind of tell is scripted because
Oh yeah.
why is Casey going to Alyssa's room to
when
talk
when
about
Casey
the
shows
date?
up, I'm like,
No.
Yeah, well, especially
why would you just walk
You-
in like that?
Especially since, like, out of everybody else in that house, you can tell Casey likes Alyssa the least, especially after what
Right.
happened that morning. So why would Alyssa be the first person Casey goes to talk
To
about
talk
a
about her
date?
date.
I was like, hell no, that wouldn't be.
They
So-
said you need to go to her Alyssa's room.
Well, I hope they just like hint him like you might want to go check that out.
Right,
And I hope
right,
they want
right.
to like we plan this whole thing.
But I
Yeah,
love that she
that was
sat
so
down
scripted.
right in the middle of them and
like, what the hell are you doing here?
Yeah.
You think a producer like
She's like,
ran to
"What is
Alyssa and be like,
happening?"
you can
Yeah.
see other people.
Well,
You're not
yeah.
beholden to just your people.
Well, then it's funny because then Alyssa's like, oh, we're just having some wine. You want some?
did you want to?
want a glass?
With all these candles and stuff. Sure, I always just have candles.
and
and
the
stuff.
fireplace lit up.
I'm very put together. I have my room like this all the time.
Bitch, you took my man and brought him into your home and like offered him a glass of wine and like
Because even when Alyssa's telling Jeff what happened, Jeff is like, "You had candles and everything."
Yeah, it's like, what?
He wasn't like buying it,
It
but he was
was-
rolling with it.
Right, right.
It was funny how he's telling,
Oh.
or she's telling Jeff her side, and then Casey's telling, who'd she tell? Nigel.
Nigel, yeah, she's telling
Yeah.
Nigel here, yeah.
And they're both like,
Oh, yeah.
well, that's odd.
No, that was crazy. Oh, man. Let's move into the pool party.
So,
So just like, let's have a pool party and
Bring
have
everybody
everyone
together.
together. No
we
one,
can
we
meet all
haven't
the
done this yet.
people. Yeah, because at the beginning, the first night, they all kind of met each other and their first person. But then as new people have come in and been dismissed,
Yeah, the guest
They
house.
had-
The guest house is getting full. They're
the
getting a lot of
guest
people in
house
there.
is getting full, and not all the contestants or whatever you want to call
I
it.
gotta tell you, this was like the highlight of the show for me. Once we
dude.
got to the pool, I was really into it.
you
But
were-
it kind
you're
of goes
hooked.
down a little bit from
Yeah,
there.
after that, the show is downhill. One thing, and the thing with the pool party is, okay, so the way these houses are set up, you got the guest house, which is full of a bunch of rooms with like bunk beds and shit in it, and they're all bunking together. And then the main house is like extravagant as hell. They got their own room, and then they got this giant pool in the shape of a T. So this is where they're having the, this pool party at, is at the main house. And yeah, man, that was a shit show. Oh, that was awesome.
Mainly, we'll
And
say
Anthony, I love Anthony.
Ashley.
I love Anthony, man. Anthony's like, we're gonna get all these people together.
Well, it's also odd because some people are like making out, but you got another person there.
Yeah, oh yeah,
so
it was crazy, man.
it's
Oh,
awkward.
dude, but Anthony, man, just like giving like the play by play.
Anthony was
I
amazing.
freaking
He
loved
was a
Anthony,
good
man.
narrator,
That
for
dude was
sure.
awesome.
Yeah. But he also tried to keep the peace, you know. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
trying to Ashley just lost her mind.
Oh, dude, she went nuts.
Because you won't see my side. You're like,
No,
we
we
are.
do
See your side. You're reading way too much
Can I
into
talk
it.
to by like just me and you?
Yeah, can you guys not scream at me? You're like,
I'm sorry, but like,
And
It
kudos
was
to
because
Taylor.
Nigel dismissed somebody. That Eureka
Someone went
was
home
close.
and Eureka was close to
upset
him,
about
and
it.
she was crying. So Kyle's like, "Let me comfort her."
Mhm.
And then Casey and Ashley see that, and they're like, "What is this?
Mhm.
You making moves on her? That's
Yeah.
inappropriate."
And Ashley's so upset by this, but she has zero interest in
Right,
Ky-
exactly.
Like
and
she
Kyle,
was
and Kyle at that point. Yeah.
At that point,
She was all into
she
Taylor.
had kind of already
Yeah.
cold shouldered him, and
Like, you see their fucking body language? Like, are you kidding?
Hey, I'm just gonna say this. They are platonic best friends.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
And the whole guest house, like everybody is telling her,
Oh, no,
hey,
they're
they're
just
just good friends. Like they cook us breakfast in the mornings. They're buddy, nothing to worry about. And she's still going crazy about it. And it's like, dude, you just had freaking like 10 people tell you what's up,
Then old Claude jumps in.
Claude. Yeah, so Claude is Jeff's second person, right? He's a little
Uh-huh.
Filipino dude. And Claude was funny, right?
Claude's like, she's a bitch. And then Ashley,
Oh, I'm a
And
bitch
he's
now.
like,
oh, I'm a bitch.
Yeah, she's like, oh, so now I'm a bitch
Someone
too.
say that? No.
And somebody's like, that was just Claude.
And I'm like, I'm surprised no one said. No, I would have been if I was there. I'd been like, yeah, you're acting like a bitch. Like
Right,
you
yeah.
really are. Like, do you not? The entire everyone, the tension is palpable. Like everyone is
Oh,
uncomfortable with your behavior right now.
Yeah,
Well, and then
what-
Anthony's speaking up, and they're like, "Hey, I can tell you that they're just friends, nothing
Mhm.
going on."
and then the,
They're
and then
like,
the rest of the house
"You're
says
making a
that.
big deal of nothing."
Don't talk over me.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh, yeah.
don't
Yeah.
tell me how I
You
feel.
are all attacking me right now.
I'm feeling attacked. You are attacking me. And then poor, what's his name? Ashley's second guy? What's his name?
Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Poor Taylor. Like, because
Like caught in the middle.
He's defending her.
he's got a defender. This is his woman. Like
Mhm.
he's like trying. He's like, it's okay. Like, but
He's like, "Well, imagine how it looks to
it does
these
look
people."
bad.
And
Yeah,
I don't know.
Right.
It's like,
Well, then,
she's not doing herself any favors.
and Ashley is one of those people, like, if you're talking to her, she wants to get her word in first. And if you cut
No,
her
no.
off, and she has, and then she'll cut your word off and still get another word in at the same time. You don't get any time to
You
speak.
don't
She
get a
goes and
word.
Yeah, you don't get
confronts
a word.
Kyle, and Kyle's like trying to chime in, and she's like, "Let me finish."
And
he's
he
like,
said, "Do I get
"Damn."
a chance to
Yeah.
defend myself?" No.
No.
So he lets her talk, and he's like, "Can I speak now?" And she's like, "Nope."
Yep, she wasn't on top. Yeah.
Nope.
So then, when poor when Taylor pulls her aside to try to calm her down, he starts trying to talk to her, and then she immediately cuts him off and says,
such a fucking bitch. I'm
that's
like,
Claude. So this is the thing.
no, you hear me out. Don't be Kyle.
Yeah, that's messed up.
and I was like, dude.
I was like, I'm surprised he didn't walk at that
I mean,
point.
like, who
I
the
was-
hell do you think you're talking to?
So she kind of dismisses Kyle, and she's like, "I'll walk you back to the portal." And he's like, "No, thanks.
Yeah.
I'll walk myself to the portal."
Yeah, exactly.
And then he like hugs people and
Poor
says,
guy's going out.
"Run!"
He's going out in a row.
Taylor, run.
Right.
But then I did like that he gave Vince a hug and he said, "Hey, Eureka's a
Don't
good."
let this
Yeah.
girl go.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
hurt
exactly.
her.
That was
So
cool.
that was nice.
Apparently, that was good advice.
Yeah.
Well, and later on, we found other people were saying the same thing. You know, like, man, if you
people
consider
were
her-
really into Eureka.
Oh, yeah.
because they were in
Well,
a
she
hot
was a
air balloon,
sweetheart,
and people
man.
were like, "You marry that woman," and
Yeah.
then like the other girls,
Poor
like,
Isabel.
"Oh,
Isabel's
yeah."
sitting right there, like, and she's like, and they're like, don't worry, maybe he'll top this. She's like, there's no top in this.
That was messed up.
Yeah.
I don't think they were cognizant of that. hey, there's
It's
another
a-
person right, here
Right.
that's for him
It
too.
is a little
so.
weird when you're doing you want to cheer the person on, but you know another person that you're buddy with
Right,
is
it's sitting right
also
there.
like it's like. But if
Speaking
you
of-
don't, there's this one here.
Speaking of which, what date do you think was the best? What were you most impressed with date-wise?
They were all so similar, man. See, that's the other thing I didn't like about the show. Like, they were stuck on this tiny little compound, so all the dates were on this compound, and quite honestly, most of the dates seemed like they were 10 minutes, right? They would, like, sit down at a freaking table with some cheese and shit, and some wine and fruit.
Cheese and fruit, yeah.
And then, like, half the time, then, like, there was one time they sat down for that chicken dinner, and they didn't eat any of it. They get up and walk away like 10 minutes later. And then there's like, so most of the food wasn't touched. It was like the dates lasted like 10 minutes and they were all pretty much similar. I mean, I think one couple got to go on a horse ride, which is probably like the longest date I think we saw the whole time.
What about the cheese date, man?
And then shit was cheese date. Oh,
What about Vinny?
The
Vinny, man.
editing on the cheese
Vinny.
date was hilarious.
Vinny and the
Oh my
cheese,
gosh,
man.
Yeah, Vinny. Vinny and the cheese date.
I'm
Vinny was
gonna
a
say the
character.
hot
Yeah,
air
it was,
balloon
yeah.
was the best date.
Huh?
Yeah.
The
Or,
hot air
no,
balloon.
or actually
There was the
the prom
carousel.
date.
The prom was
The
cool.
carousel, the
nice.
hot air
Yeah,
balloon,
the
the prom.
prom was cool, you know, and then, but then you had the little date in the freaking
The prom
limo.
had a special guest, the Who playing.
Yeah, Betty Who played her little
Yeah.
song. But
Even though I don't like Alyssa, I thought that prom
it was cool.
the
Yeah.
recreation
The prom
of, like,
was
prom,
cool.
that was
Yeah, it
cool.
was.
So-
But I mean, the horse riding one was really cool with Taylor and Ashley. You know, that was a cool
until
date.
it wasn't.
Well, but yeah, until it wasn't.
Until
But-
they talked.
Yeah, because Taylor was just trying to explain to her, like, look, you know, I think you really went a little overboard. You know, people there really weren't attacking you. She's like, oh, so you're attacking me now? he's like,
He's
whoa,
like,
whoa,
I
what?
defended you in the moment. I just want to talk. He's like,
Taylor
in the
was a-
moment, but you're not
Not
defending me now.
Taylor was kind of fixated on addressing that.
Oh, he was. Yeah.
Well,
Well, he needed to, quite honestly, because I mean,
He did.
he needed to figure out what type of chick this chick was, and he found out pretty.
She
damn
could have
quick.
had one bad moment at that point, though, and she was drinking, so.
Well, they all were, yeah, but still, yeah. But the,
yeah,
well, the funny thing about
but
hot air
he
balloon.
got the red flag.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about the hot air balloon was it was tied down. So they were literally just like hovering like 20 feet.
kept,
They were like
like-
hovering like 20 feet in the air, though.
I thought that was
So-
hilarious because I was like, are they gonna
Still
go
cool,
anywhere?
though.
Yeah,
Have
it was
a little
still cool.
picnic up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
that's fine with me. I wouldn't want to go. Like, any
Dude, I'll
further
tell you-
by
Floating around,
myself.
Oh, dude, I've been in a hot air balloon ride over freaking over the Napa Valley in California. That was awesome, man. It was freaking.
I
it was beautiful.
don't do heights
It was
very
beautiful.
well.
It was kind of interesting they brought that stuff onto, like, the property or whatever.
Yeah.
The carousel and all that kind of stuff. Was like,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah,
But yeah, they were
never
like
went
mini dates,
anywhere.
though.
Yeah, most of it was on like some kind of property. I don't know where they went the horseback
I
riding,
don't
but yeah,
think
they
were
didn't
too
really
far
go
from where they
anywhere.
were. It's
No,
like
they weren't.
self-contained.
Yeah, they were
Maybe
far.
that was part to build this illusion around the portal, you know?
Yeah,
The
but
portal.
no, that
Because
was.
if they were to go to like other places where there are people, it would break the
No,
illusion.
you
that
could tell it was a pretty
you're in
small
this
compound they were
mystic
on. It wasn't a very
area.
big
Yeah.
compound.
mystical area.
You know, and all those dates were like short, and it was like it's not even real dates.
Yeah.
And again, most of them weren't even fair, right? You had some people getting longer dates than others, and like if you're gonna send, put all these people together like this, then put them on similar dates, right? If you got one
Okay,
person,
but maybe have you dated Billy? Like maybe you don't want to be. Maybe the date goes longer because it's going well, and maybe it's cut short because it's not.
yeah, I don't think that was the case in this.
Well, Taylor
I don't think that was
actually
case
is the
in this.
first person to walk away. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm
Right.
done with this.
Right. Well, then we talk about Vinny, and then later he does too, man.
Yeah,
I was
Vinny's the
like,
second
kudos
one.
to you, Vinny. You know, he was like, hey, you're just chicks.
Well, Vinny had a weird reason, though. He's like, I saw
Yeah.
you making out with this
Yeah.
person. Like, if you were into me,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be doing
well,
that.
you invited him to stay the night, and you were kissing him and making out with him, but like, you're not doing that with me, so obviously you want to be with him, or so obviously you don't want me, so I'm out of here, So you would just like
Vinny
straight to the
never
point.
had a really chance.
No, well, he
He
didn't.
did.
No, he didn't.
The
Vinny,
cheese
He was there
really
longer
pushed
than
it.
I anticipated.
oh, way longer than I anticipated. But
He
Buddy was a
pushed
nice
it.
dude. Vinny was cool.
He pushed
just.
his limits with the cheese.
Oh,
He had
yeah.
a very
Oh, yeah.
bad joke coming in, too, the Britney Spears thing.
Well,
Some
he did
people
see
like,
the Britney Spears party, and I was like, "What?" Of course, we're all like, "What the hell is this guy talking about?"
I missed that one. I guess.
oh, you did?
Yeah.
Like, he
Yeah.
came in and
Yeah.
busted a joke, and no one laughed. Now we're like, this dude.
Yeah, like, what the hell is this guy talking about?
Hi everyone, I'm Vinny. How's it going? Hey everyone. This isn't the Britney Spears concert. What's going on here?
Yeah, but Vinny was cool though, man. He just, I mean, he could cook, right? He was helping in the morning cook breakfast for
He
everybody.
was into
and
some
stuff, so,
cheese.
yeah,
That's
with
all
the
I know.
cheese.
Ashley would have probably liked it.
Gave her
The
that.
cheese.
Yeah, the
I do
cheese
like
date.
cheese.
Gave her
She's
that.
like
Gave
all
her that.
into it.
Gave her that
I
big
like
wheel
to-
of cheese that she rolled down the.
Yeah, they were doing
rolled
like
down the yard.
Yeah.
Dude,
Fitness
and she started
training
They were
doing
doing
with
it.
the
Passing
abs,
it.
the cheese roll. I do love
Oh,
that
man.
they were always like that was like a transition video, or in the editing was always like in the morning. The main house guests, they were always working out.
I always say. Oh, when they always had them doing
teamwork.
poses.
was
too.
that stage
Yeah.
like do
They
a
would-
couple exercises,
dude.
make it look
Yeah.
like you're into it.
Dude, all
and
those
Vince
poses
was
were
always
totally
taking his
staged.
shirt
Yeah.
off.
Dude, they had all the poses stages where they're all just like the wind blowing through their hair and they're pulling this shit.
Jeff's
you know,
there in
like,
his little Speedo.
You know, another weird moment was between Casey and Dylan where she accused him of being fake.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like,
and we never
what
get
happened
that
there?
clarity.
Yeah, we never got the clarity on that, exactly. Yeah.
Because she didn't just say, like, she got the vibe. She said that he
admitted
said it.
Yeah.
And they showed some things without audio of him like waving at a camera and stuff. So you're like, what is going on
So maybe
here?
he was,
She was like-
acting.
Why
kind
didn't
of
you have the
weird.
audio?
Because she said, you told me that this was all for show and that you're really not into me. And he's like, oh, you misunderstood me. She's like, oh, maybe I misunderstood him. And it's like, how the hell do you misunderstand that?
Did
Like,
he say it?
And
Did
she
he
kept
not
him
say it?
around.
It's
So
like, how was this dude able to talk his way out of that?
Yeah,
I was like,
so
holy
I'm-
crap.
I don't know if he actually said that.
I don't know if he did.
Yeah, who
I don't know
knows?
if he really was. He really
Because
portrayed
he
out.
did seem very happy to see her and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like that, that would have been, I think, hard to fake.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But that was very weird.
It was weird. And it was weird that he didn't fully explain like what happened there.
Yeah.
It's not our business.
And then she just kind of moves on like it never happened.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
And I'm like, what is going
I'm
on?
not really
here?
sure I can trust him, but I'll keep him around.
Yeah, hang on to him for a while just because he's tall.
He's tall. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, people were into
I
him.
was
so-
surprised she was falling for him, but she did. So.
Yeah, no, his.
Yeah, old Vinny kicked himself out though. Shortly
Yeah, well,
after
Vinny was
that.
like, hey, man, you ain't into me, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah.
So, like, kudos to you, Vinny.
And she was like, okay, whatever.
Well, then what about her music teacher guy? Man, that guy was a little weird.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
he kind of
That guy
looked
was
a little
weird.
Yeah,
bit
he
like
came and
Dylan
went
a
so
little
fast,
bit, but like
Yeah,
I was
but
like,
what-
this dude's gonna play this at the pool, but he never did.
Yeah.
And win everyone over. He
'Cause
was
he's-
40.
'cause
He
he
was like one of
grabbed-
the oldest guys.
Yeah, he was like, he's 40, and he grabbed the guitar when they started at
Yeah,
the pool
so I
party.
was like, this dude's getting ready to put on a show.
Right. And his singing wasn't that great when neither was hers really when they were singing together and stuff. But I was like, this dude's a musician. I was like, what? Because it didn't seem
Well,
seem very
his issue
good.
was he didn't really want kids. It
Kids.
seemed like.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
she did, so
Mhm.
she's like, you gotta go.
Yeah, peace out.
Which is smart, as we've seen in other shows.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, ultimatum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
You
then
either want them or you don't.
And then I guess Vince, he's like, man, I've gone through these women, and I gotta show my loyalty to Eureka here.
Mm-hmm.
And he closes his portal. He's the first one to
Yeah.
close it and says, I'm done here.
Yeah, no, actually, he wasn't the first one. Ashley was the very first one to close it.
That's because Ashley's
Ex came in,
ex-boyfriend,
let's start
like,
with
She's like, I'm kicking you off,
Yeah.
and I'm going with you.
that.
yeah,
So yeah, her ex-boyfriend Quinn shows up, and he's only her third person, I think.
yeah.
And
she cuts it off real early.
but so Taylor's like, let me get something straight here. Let me find out what kind of chick she is.
Things
so,
are getting pretty tough.
So smartly, Taylor sat down with Quinn. He said, look, dude, here's what he told Quinn about the pool party. Hey, bro, here's what happened. You know, you dated Ashley for a long time. You know, y'all just broke up like 6 months ago. You know, what type of, she
Is
was
that
very,
typical?
she was very controlling. Everything had to be her way. And Quinn's like, oh yeah, that's Ashley.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that's
You got
her.
it right. You nailed
Yeah,
it.
He's like, you got it. He's like, pretty much everything said. That's how she is.
And he goes, "Bro, that's just not for
He's
me.
like, I can't-
I mean, he's like, some people could deal with that,
Yeah,
but I can't.
I like
Yeah.
how he said that. Though. He's
Yeah.
like, some people can deal with that, but not me.
And he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, so then
And
Taylor.
apparently
he's
Quinn
right.
is.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So then
Apparently Quinn can deal with
So
it.
that's what Taylor went to Ashley. He's like, look, man, you embarrassed me at the party. You embarrassed yourself. You're a controlling person. I can't deal with that. Peace.
It was kind of weird to me too that Ashley was like, well, if it for what it matters, like I do apologize. I do have some
she said I
self-growth.
planned on apologizing
Yeah,
to you.
I
Yeah.
have some self growth to do. Like she all of a sudden realized it.
Right.
Like I'm like, I think this is the person you are.
I did like
Yeah.
Taylor's move where he's like, I'm
dude.
out of this,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Oh,
You're
that's
not going
smart.
to treat me like
That
this.
shows how mature that kid was, man. 23 years old, man, and he was already mature enough to know, like, no, I know what I want, and I know what I don't want, and,
And
I sure as hell don't
she
want
was.
that.
I think she was just embarrassed from all of that
Mm-hmm.
and worried that what else could keep coming. So she just went with a comfort zone and said, "All right, I choose." And to be
Yeah, oh,
honest
yeah,
with
oh, yeah.
you, if she talked very highly of Quinn coming into like she
Yeah,
said
she talked
her
about him a lot. She talked
yeah
about him a
she
lot.
said the reason they broke up was because he wouldn't like adult.
Move out of his parents' house.
Right, but he treated her great. He would do anything for her, and honestly, how he does it, I don't know.
Oh, dude,
but
I
I'm
like,
kind of surprised
how
he
he
couldn't
could.
move past that somehow.
what the moving out?
Yeah.
So after Taylor
Like,
did...
why is he there?
Yeah, who
with his
knows, man.
parents?
Probably because he ain't paying no damn rent. So,
I enjoy the food. I
yeah,
enjoy
free
the
food, free rent.
the-
Yep.
My mom
Maybe
still
they-
does
mom-
my laundry.
maybe mom does the laundry,
Laundry,
makes
that's right,
some
that's right.
sandwiches,
Yeah.
and hooks them up. I don't
Yeah,
know.
But after Taylor's little move on Ashley, she's like, screw this, I'm out. I'm totally done. Packs her shit and then pulls Quinn aside and is like, Quinn, I'm sending you to the portal, but I'm coming with you. Let's get the hell out of here.
And he's like,
I've had enough of these
he's like,
guys.
it's happening. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
But then, so she.
I mean, if
yeah,
it
she
wasn't for
was
that
the
pool
first
party,
one.
she would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We
I
might
didn't like
not.
what
We
she
might.
did
We
the-
might have never saw the real Ashley if it wasn't for that pool party.
That's
I
true.
don't know. I didn't
That's
like what
true.
she did to the first guy, like how she treated him.
That's true too.
I didn't like her from the very first episode,
Wow.
or was that the second episode? Whatever.
But her leaving was like pretty early on, relatively early on. So she didn't even make it towards the end whenever Vince finally shuts his
So
portal.
Vince shuts his portal when he's got Eureka and who's his other?
And this is at the point I think they're told like,
The lawyer
hey, you
girl.
got one more person waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make a decision. I'm like, that's been the case the whole time. That's not really a twist here.
Right. So
We know how the game works at this point.
I
Betty Who.
think he knew probably even through these other couple of people. I think he knew it was going to be Eureka. For a while.
Well, see, and then Jeff's like, I need to see who that final person is.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
I can get
Jeff-
some more making out.
Yeah,
before
well,
they-
Jeff was like, yeah, I think I've got.
He made out real quick and then got rid of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I've got my decision. I need to like move past this like fear of getting in this commitment. Wait, there's somebody new?
He said,
hold
he-
on.
That
Well,
does
and he
show.
he even
like,
said it. He's like, I can't be Ho-Jeff. I can't be Ho-Jeff. But then he's like, damn it, I'm being Ho-Jeff.
but I mean, it tells you something that he's wanting to see another person.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of feel bad for the person he chose because, that guy is like Quinn for Ashley. He will do anything for Jeff. Like, anything.
But even he was kind of feeling bad about it. He's like, look, if he's wanting to bring somebody else in the picture, how does that make me look or feel? So,
Yeah, and especially after what they just saw, what happened to Eureka. So they're like, oh, you can close the portal and make a commitment.
And that's what he said. Exactly. He's like, but he didn't close the portal for me?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I also get the idea of wanting to know who else is out there.
Oh, of course. I mean, the curiosity is definitely there.
I think you could sell like these people come a long way. The least I could do is give them their time to shine.
It would bother me to not know who was there for me.
Right. Well, remember, because even when they did that, somebody said, Betty let them know that, and I think was it Vince or Nigel that was like, curiosity killed the cat, and Alyssa's like, well, good thing we're humans or something like that.
Yeah, I
So
think it was Alyssa.
Yeah, we're gonna be curious to figure out who these people are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then
old Jeff, man,
it moves on and they get one more surprise. Like one more person is waiting for you at the portal.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, dude, Betty, we thought the portal was closed. She's like, yo, the portal's got a mind of its own. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
And this is friends and family and Leo.
The dog.
Yeah. And then that kind of threw me out. I was like, what? Did none of his family want to just come see him?
He just wanted the dog, man. He's like,
he
I'll
wanted
take the
his
dog or my mom, dad, brother, sister,
Someone
whatever.
had to bring the dog.
But now most of the family members were cool, except Nigel's mom was crazy.
Nigel's mom.
I loved her.
Did you?
Now,
Oh my
at
gosh,
this
man, that
point,
woman.
Alicia is
Alicia?
Alicia is the oldest person there.
Yeah, yeah.
As far as
She's
the OG,
38, right? I think she's 38.
No, not its age, but as far as like she was the initial group to walk
Oh gosh,
in.
yeah.
She was.
Yeah, she was the first
Yeah,
one.
she was.
for
She was.
Vince.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
one
but
of our,
she-
because
yeah, she
Dylan,
was-
it was her and Dylan were like the last two hanging, and then Dylan got booted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
So I was rooting for her, and I liked her.
Oh, no, I was
liked
rooting for
her.
Alicia from day one, man. She was cool.
And her
I
mom
really
like
liked
started off strong with. I thought she's got some good points. She's like, how many tattoos you got?
Yeah.
And I was like, dang.
And then she's like, "Is that what you wear
And
every
she's
day?"
like, what's your credit score? I was like, holy
Yeah, it was worse than a job
Oh, yeah.
interview. And
What's your
what
credit
was
score?
more
Is that
uncomfortable
how you dress every day, girl?
it wasn't a conversation. It was like
It was grilling.
it was
It
grilling.
was an interrogation.
It was an
Oh, yeah.
interrogation.
Oh, yeah.
And Nigel
She's
just,
like, bung.
and
with the
Nigel
light.
just sat there, and you could
And laughed.
see how uncomfortable she was. Alicia was, and
yeah.
she'd look at Nigel for like, just chime in and like calm her down a little bit or something.
Well,
and
and
he's
she
like, I'm
said-
interested in the answers
She's
too.
like, I got
Yeah.
your thoughts,
Yeah.
but I need to know Nigel's. And that was cool of her to kind of say that, I
Yeah.
thought. She's like, no, I hear you and what
No,
your
that-
expectations
No, that was
are.
Desi that did that.
Was it?
Yeah, that was Desi. Yep. That
Well,
was Desi.
and then it kind of fell flat when she said, well, why do you deserve to be with Nigel? And she's like, well, why does he deserve to be with
No,
me?
she's like, deserve to be here. She's like, Nigel deserved to be with me.
Yeah. And then the mom was like,
And then it kind of ended. She's like, I give you about a 6.5. And I'm like, dang.
I had to give you a number right now. I would say you're right at about a 6.5.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
And of course, she's kind
She
of wrong with it. Woo. She's
rated
like, woo,
her.
tough crowd.
She gave her
So-
a rating.
And she's like, it's not a
I
one.
mean,
it
yeah.
ain't a one.
Yeah, dude, I hand it to Alicia for that, man. She stayed very respectful in that whole moment, man.
She
I mean,
did.
she handled that well when she
I don't know how I
had
would
where
have
she had
handled that.
reason not to. Really, so.
Oh, played it off like, yeah, girl, come on. But in my head, I'm like, run.
But Nigel should have bailed.
Oh,
her out.
he should have bailed her out.
And
Absolutely.
and I think that was a big red flag for her
Oh,
because
yeah.
then when she talked to Des after, she was like, and Des said, "Well, what did Nigel say?" He just sat there and smiled and like.
Well, and the thing is, too, I think that gave Desi kind of a pointer though, as far as, hey, I just got grilled like this. And Desi's like, okay, I kind of know what I'm expecting one of this, even though she already knew Nigel's mom, right? But,
yeah.
But then she.
Yeah, and you don't know if that happened
up.
before or after both of them did that or not or whatever.
But then but obviously she had more advantage going into it, already knowing her mom and having a good relationship with her. But she was brave enough to speak up.
Well, she got rated at 6.9.
Yeah, exactly.
But she didn't say that to her face.
No, exactly.
No, and that's the thing. Like I
And
don't
that's
know.
a big difference.
That is tough.
Desi, maybe 6.9. And I gave Alicia a 6.5. There's nothing wrong with being a 6.
Are you gonna use this?
So now
tactic
you've
with
already
the
said
kids?
like this person's better than this person.
Well, Desi was ballsy too. She's like, hey, are you ever gonna let Nigel speak for himself here? I want to hear from Nigel now.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, there you go, man. You can stick up to mom there.
This is something you guys should try with your daughters when they bring somebody home. I give you like a 4.
Like, what's your credit score, boy?
Yeah, I mean,
how many tattoos you got?
Yeah, see the tattoo, son.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There you go.
Yeah, it was very uncomfortable, and I'm like, I've never been interrogated like that by a family member before.
That woman was. Woo. I mean, she had good questions, I guess. Like, yeah, you need to get
I mean, the credit
score.
thing was over the like. Come on, man.
But he didn't even give her any kind of heads up, nothing, man. He just brought her out to mom because she was just wearing like house gear, what she was wearing in the house.
Well, she was surprised
she didn't know
about
Nigel
what
was gonna come
happened.
up.
She wasn't prepared for it or
exactly,
anything.
no.
Yeah.
So he should have given her at least a little bit of warning, so she would at least let me go get myself a little more
This
presentable.
is all
here.
about his mom. He don't care about them. He's a
Yeah,
mom.
oh, yeah.
He is
Oh,
a
I
mama's
told him.
boy.
So they start wrapping up the show, and Adam gives Alyssa a promise ring.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to propose to her. I'm like,
Yeah, so
man,
did I.
you're setting an awful precedent. You giving this girl a promise ring, then you got to get her another ring, 2 rings.
That's right.
What are you
But
doing,
the
Adam?
promise ring looked like an engagement ring, so it was like,
You might as well just propose to her, and if it don't work out, it don't work out.
yeah, exactly.
And it was
exactly.
funny.
Don't buy 2 rings,
What
buy
I
one.
thought was funny is that he promised to continue to fall for her, but then she said, "I love you," and he said, "I love you too."
Yeah, they were.
I'm like,
she said
okay,
it
wait.
first.
She said, "I love you." Were gonna continue to fall for her, like you weren't there yet, but you're committed.
Well, he had
to
that
falling
prearranged
for
in his mind. He's like,
Yeah.
listen, like, oh
it. And
crap.
then she's like, "I love you," and he's like, "I love you too."
Right, of course.
I think he just said it back, guys. I don't think he really loves her. I'm just saying. I think it was an awkward when someone says, "I love you too."
But someone does get a proposal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so now here's the deal with this one. We're all rooting for Vince and Eureka.
Vince and Eureka.
All
See,
of
Vince
us.
is smart. He's like, I'm going to buy 1 ring. I ain't doing
Yeah,
this
that's
2
right.
ring
Ain't doing this
business like
double
this
cross.
clown over here.
And we're all rooting for it. And I'm rooting for the engagement.
Oh yeah.
But literally like 10 minutes in the editing process, 10 minutes before, she says, well, I just need a little more time to get there.
Right, and we have a long distance relationship.
Yeah.
I'm in San Francisco. He's in LA, so not quite sure how this is gonna work.
And I mean, I love I love hanging out with him, all the stuff, and I think I see a great potential. I just hope
Need to
he
get to
gives
know
me a
more.
little more time to get there.
And but
10 minutes?
but
10 minutes is all it takes.
one of the thing is too though.
Same night.
The thing is, she's such a sweetheart.
She's not gonna say no.
She might exactly. She's not gonna say no. She's gonna say yes, and then handle the rest of it off camera later.
Yeah.
So whether she actually wanted to marry him or not at that point, probably not. But
She said, "Of course, Billy."
Yeah, but
She
she's
did
not,
say,
she
"Of
did say,
course." It
But she's
wasn't.
not gonna
There was
tell
no
him
hesitation. It
She didn't say,
"Of
I
course."
guess.
She was. I suppose. No, she
Can
was
we
not.
talk
For
about
now.
it
She was
later?
not gonna tell him no.
Yeah,
They make a cute couple, though.
they
No,
do.
they did. They made a really
They
good couple.
do.
I mean, she was a sweetheart, dude, and Vince is a good dude. They made a very good couple.
And I did like how he's like, I'm going to close the portal. I need to do something for her and show her that I'm pursuing her as much as she's
And
pursuing
I
me.
did. I
Exactly.
loved that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I loved that.
And one thing is, the other housemates got wind of that, right? And they knew what was going on, which is why that one gay dude's like, "Well, shit, he just did this for her, and then freaking old Jeff's out here whoring it out still."
Well, he
wants to see the next dude.
Just like spent the night with that dude. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, you better choose him if you're doing that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Jeff's the only one that did that. Only one to spend the night with somebody. Well, Casey tried.
Tried.
But
But he wasn't interested.
yeah, wasn't interested in that.
Or was he? We don't know.
So what about the rest of them?
The rest of them?
Yeah, we only talked about the two there, how it ended. Casey mom.
Well, we know how Ashley's ended.
Yeah. Well, Nigel chose Desi, his business partner, over Alicia, which kind of
no proposal.
Which sucked.
I'm kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, I was too.
I really thought he was going to go with Alicia.
Oh, so did I. Yeah, so did I. But Mama liked Desi better.
I think it was Mama.
And Mama was like,
I think if Mama had not come, he would have chosen.
Yeah. And Mama was like, well, do you want with Desi, you've already gone through the initial phase and you know what she wants, you know what you want, so it's just something you got to work on together. With Alicia, it's all fresh and you got to start from the beginning with her. So Mama's like throwing out the.
It's a valid point that she makes though, because they're in like the honeymoon phase.
Mm-hmm.
It's all fresh, butterflies, all that stuff. When you've been with someone for so long, it's like you fall into a routine and it's not that fresh feeling. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Unfortunately, that doesn't last.
It was a valid point, but the thing is like she was making up his mind for him, and that just that dude's definitely a mama's boy. Man. He said in the beginning he wasn't kidding. Yeah, he showed it. He showed it. I was like, holy cow, man.
And then Casey, and we didn't even talk about who she ended up choosing with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't mention the guy.
Yeah, he came in pretty late.
Yeah, well,
and
Kevin,
she's like,
what was that dude's name? I don't even remember.
I don't know. I have to look it up.
Look at the notes.
Yeah, he was her last person to come in. He was the last person she got.
Yeah.
And
Simon, that's it.
And he was another Asian dude. So you had, but because she'd only had prior to that, she just had Dylan and what was the other guy? Vinny. Was there one before Vinny?
The guy who sang.
Oh, and the singer guy.
She
only had 4
parents
total.
were really cool.
Yeah, they were cool. Yeah. His parents were cool.
Like, I was kind of surprised how cool they were with how she acts.
Well, Casey's dad and brother were cool too. So I mean, most of the family that came in was cool, except Nigel's mom, man, she was just she was a predator, man.
She's a predator. Wow.
She's a Terminator, man.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, you just jumped it though. Where were we?
Oh, we're talking about Simon. Yeah.
Simon. Yeah, I liked Simon.
Yeah, Simon.
I just don't know that they had. I do like that she said, "Hey, like I'm choosing you. Let's leave together and pursue and see where this is going." She didn't say like, "Hey, we're committed."
No, I think Casey Ma on Twitch has been kind of reviewing these episodes as they go along. So.
Oh really?
So she's probably provided some insight.
Yeah,
maybe.
But I thought I liked him. She just didn't have enough time with him to say, "Oh."
Well,
he was very fit. Good looking guy.
Yeah,
so
no, absolutely.
Probably the best looking guy she had.
Yeah, well, that's funny too. When she was like, "Oh my gosh, you look like almost the same," he's like, "No, you were supposed to say as I look buffer."
Yeah.
I've been working hard this whole time
to get like this.
I'm not letting you overshadow that, girl.
Exactly.
But what killed me with that though, man? Because he was talking about what didn't he say? He was like finished his business degree and all this stuff, and she was like, I love that he's business minded and that he's all about his career and he just works so hard every day, because he's just like me. I do that. And I'm like, dude, you play video games on camera all day for a living. Like,
okay.
How hard is that? Like, come on.
She makes good money.
In her defense.
Like, how hard is that being a Twitch streamer? It ain't hard. It ain't hard.
You're literally behaving the same way that of the guys that she says people don't take her career seriously. People like you would be sent back through the portal.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because you're not taking.
Bottom line is, and the thing is,
probably makes more money than
maybe, but if you're a cute girl, you're gonna freaking get this. You're gonna get the people to watch you anyway. So she had that going for her. She's a cute female, on Twitch. So she's gonna get.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Exactly, it doesn't hurt. So she's gonna get freaking subscribers on her Twitch account. She's gonna get people that are watching her. But when you're,
it's hard work to keep that form. You see her working out. She can't go out have.
The thing is, she got
cheesecake every night.
Nah, she's got the, she got her little fakies there and all that good stuff, right?
Fakies? She's got fakies?
She was kind of into that guitar guy because maybe she could help him.
Maybe help her with her Twitch, But then the thing is, too, like, when we talked about this earlier, live streaming, there's no cuts, there's no edits. She didn't have to do any of that, right? She just films. She shuts the camera off and she's done. Whereas
I don't like you dissing her career.
Stuff like this. I mean,
we're not on your team.
It takes a lot of freaking editing and all that stuff. You guys do a lot of hard work doing that stuff. She doesn't.
It's a lot of pressure to get on camera and perform every time and come up with new. I guess. I mean, I haven't seen her channel extensively. What she's doing.
What I'm saying is, it's not near as much hard work as she was making it out to be. I don't think.
Well, it is hard to grow a channel, I'll say. I mean,
hard to grow a channel, absolutely. No doubt about that. Hard to grow a channel. But when you're a cute girl, it makes it a little easier for you, I think. Definitely doesn't hurt, like you said.
Billy's not impressed, Casey. I don't know.
Not impressed, Casey. But whatever. But what I will say, Casey, is good on you for freaking having that Twitch channel making money. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I give
All
her-
right.
I
Any
give her props for that.
closing thoughts on this?
Closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts.
I hope for what is the guy that Jeff chose? What's his name?
I don't know. You can make me
Jeff
look
had
this
so
up
many
again.
dudes, man. Like
Yeah.
Jeff had 6. He's the
His
most.
best friend, the one that he chose, that has been pining
Alex.
after him,
Alex,
Alex.
there you go.
I hope for Alex's sake that works out
I
because
doubt it will.
Probably won't.
Yeah.
But
Probably won't.
I
I'm
root
betting
for
not.
Alex in that Jeff scenario.
Because, like I said,
Yeah,
Jeff
no
did
doubt.
not look like he was ready to settle down.
Nah, not at all, man. No.
Alyssa, I wish you nothing but misery. I mean,
Jeez, holy cow.
yeah, she's an evil
I
person.
just hope she grows
She's
up.
an
Maybe she's
evil
playing into a
person.
role for the show. I don't know.
Well,
I just hope she grows up. You know, I'll
you
say that
played
much.
it well. If you were
Yeah.
if you're trying to be an actress and that
she
was an
got
act to be
handed
a
a raw
villain,
deal.
you
She
were-
should have stuck with Nelson, though.
yeah.
My boy Nelson.
I don't like.
I would like
her.
to see him on The Bachelor.
Ashley.
That's
You
right.
give
There you go.
Ashley's a bad
Bring
name.
Nelson to The Bachelor. There you go.
You give Ashley's a bad name.
Oh my
I hope
gosh.
maybe now she has potential. She has some like personal growth, I guess, but I don't know. I think that's just a personality that
Yeah, she has grown.
she
into
just
it, no
needs
doubt
someone
about it.
who's a yes ma'am for her.
I like the
And she
show,
got
but about
that. She got that with Quinn.
halfway this show peaked for me, and there was
Mhm.
just too many people coming through the
Yeah.
portal
Exactly.
at some point.
It just seemed too gimmicky, you know. Eventually, and like I said, you know, a lot of the dates just went by so quickly. There were so many people coming in and out, and it just like you said, it just goes downhill from about the meet. Like after the pool party, it all just kind of goes downhill, and it just
Pool party
was not.
was pretty entertaining
and
though.
you know,
I was loving the pool
yeah,
party.
and they had another get together after that. You know, after the pool party, they had the second get together.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you know, I mean, that wasn't near as much drama as pool party. One is fun, and it just the show was. Yeah, I lost interest.
So how does this compare to the other love shows? Like
even
Love
close.
is Blind, The Ultimatum.
Not even close.
It's not close because with the Love is Blind, you really root for them to get to end up together at the end and married, or
Right.
you know, like
I do like how
whereas
there
this is more
seems
of
like there's skin in the game because like I'm making a promise to you or I'm leaving you at the
Yeah.
altar kind of
Yeah.
thing. Where this one's like,
There's none.
There's this one, and there was no. I mean, Vince did it, and then there was the promise for Alyssa, but there's no real like end game other than hey, yeah, I'll give you a shot and we can date, or pressure to like actually do a marriage.
I
or
even like the
proposal.
one where they get married when they don't even see the person. That one's pretty.
Well,
good
well,
too.
I mean,
Yeah.
Betty even told them, you know, at the end, you're either going to walk through the portal with somebody or you're going to walk by yourself, you know,
Yeah,
one or the other. You know, I mean, so it was like, yeah, like I said, there's no skin in the game. I mean, you know, you take it or leave it. Like, okay, cool.
But it
Yeah, I
is
felt
an
like some of these
interesting-
people were just using this as like, oh, I'm just going to use these people's revolving door and go
Mhm.
through
Yeah.
them, and
Exactly.
you know, see what's
It is
what.
interesting to see like people like it. Like I said, I just don't know if you could find one person in my life that would want to date me. But like,
You married the guy.
There you go.
I'm sorry, but anyway, yeah. I mean, maybe you can find one or two, but like they found so many people. Like I don't know if you
Yeah.
interviewed.
Well,
people
that's
from my high
probably
school, I
part
doubt
of the
that it would
screening
be-
process. So, like, you got 2 people, that's not going to work for the show.
Yeah,
so we
that's how
gotta
you
go to
become a
someone else.
contestant.
And that's
When
probably
they
how
saw
you get.
Jeff, they were like, "You are a gold mine."
Oh yeah.
Everyone was like,
we had like
100 people.
we had like 7,000 people apply for you.
the portal line is full.
You gotta
for
have a deep bench. These guys are good-looking people for
Yeah.
the most
Oh, yeah.
part. They got cool, interesting jobs. So
Oh yeah, there were no ugly
Yeah.
people in this
probably
show.
very active on social media and
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah,
I
and
had
that's
to bet.
probably a big
Yeah.
part of it.
Like people coming to the gate, there were some ugly people, but people, the original 6, they were all good looking people. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that helps.
Yeah, it just
And if you apply for the show and they only find 2 people, like this just ain't gonna work. This person's not gonna be a good fit.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I just wish
right.
they'd been more fair with the dates and you know and the way the show played out. I wish it'd been more fair. You know, kind of been more even kill for everybody and give everybody a little even chance in this.
You
know?
think you could do this
But-
show like as a contestant or a
Oh, hell
guest?
no, man. No way. No way.
Would you rather be a guest or the contestant?
Would you be afraid of who would come from your past?
I'd be afraid. but-
Billy's would be interesting.
Billy's would be interesting.
Yeah, it would be. But-
Billy would be like, I had a kid with you, I had a kid with you.
Hell, I-
How do you know? That's mama
Oh, my
to
gosh.
baby number 2.
But hey, that is our take on what was the name of the show again?
The one that got away. Blast from the past.
That's
Blast
what
from the
he keeps
past.
wanting to call
Yeah,
it.
that's the better name for it. But well, no, it's not because there's plenty of future in this movie too. Or future.
Future, geez.
Plenty of present in it. But hey, that's our take on Blast from the Past. Please, if you checked it out, let us know what you think. And we'd love to have some discussion with you, especially on some of these characters, because there were some crazy ones in this. But hey, please hit like and subscribe, and we will check you next time.
See you guys.
See ya.
But no, man.
Billy has spread his seed.
I don't think I want to do that. No, but I mean, I get. I mean, let's say we had to do the show. I guess I would probably want to be one of the contestants instead of a guest. The contestants have more power in this, right? So,
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think
But that's more
But I
pressure
think the
and,
guests have more fun.
yeah. Oh yeah, that guest house was banging, dude. They were having a
Yeah.
great time together. Yeah, no doubt about it.
There's a lot of camaraderie there.
Yeah, they're probably close friends afterwards and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
about to friend Anthony.
That's right, dude. Yeah, I mean, we need to find that dude on social media, man. Anthony was awesome, man. That
Yeah.
dude was awesome.
Yeah.
Freaking love that guy.
That guy went too soon.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
I mean,
Should've kept him
he stuck
around.
around for a bit, though, man. He did stick around for a bit.
I
so
know,
was
but
like,
I needed him to be there the whole time.
oh yeah, no doubt,
Yeah.
man.
He should have took over hosting duties.
Yeah, they should have kicked Betty off. They should-
Maybe he'll host the next one.
There you
Yeah,
go.
who knows?
There you go.
Let's write the
They
producers or
should.
something.
There you go, producers. You can bring Anthony on, hire that dude.
There you go.
That dude's dude's awesome. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I wish it had been better. You know, I mean, like, you know, the first several episodes, I was definitely digging it, and then it just kind of went downhill for me. And yeah, I don't know.
It did get me hooked because when you first presented the show, like, hey, you guys want to review this? And I was like, God, I really don't. Like, I really don't want to watch this. And then I watched like 2 episodes. I was like, I really do want to watch.
Yeah, well, because this dude texted me. He's like, "Hey, yeah, Ashley's watching your show," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Does that mean we're gonna review it?" He's like, "Yeah, man, let's check it out."
Well, Billy's the one who
like,
recommended.
Yeah.
So
I was like, "All right, let's do it."
this guy.
This guy, it's his fault.
That's right.
Mhm. He's all about these shows.
Yeah.
We
You wouldn't
needed-
know it.
Yeah, we needed another love show. So Josh kept bugging me, "Hey, man, we can find another love show." So
That's because they need me in some episodes, and apparently I'm only good for love shows
There you go.
because I am
Rom-coms.
because
That's
I'm in
right,
such
that's
a
right.
romantic relationship because romance is strong in
Yeah.
my life.
romance is still blooming there.
Yeah, it's like I said early in the episode. It's like the first 3 months, and that's it. Butterflies go. I'm sorry. Love you.
You're still going strong though. 17, 18, how many
8.
years now?
Oh.
18,
Eh, who's
18,
counting?
man. Who's counting? There you go. Who's counting? That's right. Doesn't matter.
17,
There you go.
18, something
you
like
go.
that.
Congrats,
Who's
guys.
counting?
That's right.
Like, I get a trophy
I
at
guarantee,
20.
I guarantee you.
right?
I guarantee you, not a single one of these people that we saw leave this show are gonna have that.
I think I get a trophy at 20.
All right. Well, no one
Yeah.
cares about our stuff.
Now, we could have our
All
own
right.
show.
Well, you know what, guys? I mean, I gotta say, I do enjoy doing the love shows. I was not into it when you guys first said, "Hey, let's start doing some love shows." 'Cause, I hated reality shows. Or at least I thought I hated reality shows. Then we started watching. It's like, you know,
Turns out he likes reality shows.
I can get into some of these reality shows. All right, let's do it. So yeah, we'll definitely have to find another love show to do. And I mean,
If you guys have any suggestions on
let us
shows you
know,
want us
please.
to watch, apparently we're really good at binge watching these things.
we can binge watch some love shows.
Feels like work, I'll tell you that.
That's right.